Recent cyber attacks reveal Wyoming's emergence as a hub for cybercriminals using limited liability companies as conduits. A recent cyber attack on the Somali journalists syndicate has been traced back to a Wyoming-based LLC, highlighting a growing trend of cybercriminals using U.S. shell companies for illicit activities. The digital sabotage, identified as a distributed denial of service or DDoS attack, was conducted with the assistance of an LLC shelled out of Sheridan, Wyoming. The state made registering anonymous shell companies so easy that foreign crooks don't have to be physically in Wyoming to hide out in Wyoming.
That's interesting. Here's the thing, Wyoming. I don't know if I've ever been to Wyoming. I heard that Wyoming has had sheep for decades, but only recently found out they could get wool from them. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Now, here's the thing. Now, all jokes aside, 56% of companies have experienced a breach because of third-party access. Okay? Most companies that allow third-party access have no idea how many companies are accessing their system, and those companies which access their system, they're never vetted. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is that the weakest device which accesses your system is exactly how strong your system is. Now, Wyoming, in all their infinite sheep-ridden wisdom, has decided that they're going to allow individuals to open up shell companies without really doing their due diligence about who or where those individuals are. And the way they do that is they allow an authorized agent to open up these shell companies for them, meaning that I can be in Iran. Yeah! I can be in Iran and intent on doing a lot of damn damage. I can contact an authorized agent in Wyoming and say, hey, buddy, would you mind setting up a shell company for me? Don't you worry your little head off. It's all gonna be legal. I'm not gonna do a thing about it. Everything's good. And that authorized agent's gonna go, I trust you. You look very trustworthy. Even though you're in Iran, I know that many Iranians are fantastic people, and you would never, ever try to attack any U.S. company. And that's what happens. We've seen this on more than one occasion. The Reuters article actually points out that this has happened at least 4 different times. If I'm running a U.S. company, say I'm running a merchant or retailer, okay? I'm selling bicycles just in the United States. If I see any traffic coming in from someplace outside of the United States, that probably raises a flag for me, or at least it should. I'm probably, if I'm doing correct security, I'm probably going to block any outside of the country traffic that's coming into my site because, hey, I'm not trying to sell to these people. I'm not trying to do business with these people because I'm strictly US based. That counts in attacks as well. So if I'm trying to launch a DDoS attack or something like that, and I've got a US company, I'm automatically filtering a lot or all of the traffic that's coming in, the packets that are coming in from outside the United States, because I'm not interested in that. I don't need that. That's weird that it would be coming in. So what a lot of these attackers, a lot of these criminals are doing is they're using US shell companies so that all the traffic doesn't come from outside of the United States. It comes from inside of the United States. That's perfect for DDoS attacks. It's also perfect for varying degrees of fraud that take place across the online spectrum. Wyoming knows that this is happening because they've been told. They've been told at least 4 times already, and they're still letting it go. Why is that? Well, let's be honest here. Wyoming, even though I've not been there, Wyoming is known to be a little bit conspiracy-minded. What I would absolutely consider doing if I were a company right now is filtering and flagging a lot of the traffic that's coming in from those Wyoming-based data centers that are out there. Right now, we've only seen this happen with 4 or 5 companies. But what happens is, and I'll talk about that more in today's episode, what happens is cybercrime, these attack methods trickle down. It starts with one area, and it becomes more ubiquitous and cheaper and easier to use until finally it spreads out to every single area where it can be useful. So bear that in mind. Watch any Wyoming companies that are out there. Watch any Wyoming traffic that's coming in. Go from there. Brian, let's carry on.